All right, guys, here it is. Today, we're going to be going over some of the god rolls that you're going to want for some of the newest raid weapons. Now, god rolls are different for everybody, but these are what I recommend. These are kind of what I looked into, and I'll explain why I picked the things I picked. So we're going to go from the bottom up. We're going to start with Deliverance. Now, this is the fusion rifle we went over. 740 charge time. Now, as far as weapon masterwork, we're going to want to bring that all the way up because you want that charge time to be the fastest it can be. As far as the adept mods, we're gonna go for counterbalance to make that recoil direction go straight up. If you guys can see the difference there. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. As far as barrels, it doesn't really matter that much. I tend to go for corkscrew rifling just because it kind of gives a +4, 5, and 4 and doesn't really like negatively impact much. So we're gonna go with that. Again, barrels are dealer's choice. As far as the second perk here, we're going to go for anything that increases your charge up time. We want this to be a very fast charge up time fusion rifle. Helps you a lot in PvP especially, but you can get those shots off a little bit faster overall. Now, for the last two perks, I highly recommend any of these bottom three. Now, perpetual motion is just fantastic. Sleight of hand is becoming more and more popular. And I'm sorry, steady hand. And then we have sleight of hand, which is actually an interesting trait that I haven't tried yet, but reading this actually seems really interesting. Final blows with the weapons or abilities while this weapon is stowed increases its handling stability and reload speed for a short duration. It sounds pretty strong. Again, I haven't tried it, so of course I'm going to say perpetual motion is going to be the guarantee, and then you guys can experiment with these last two bottom, steady hand and sleight of hand. So we're going to go perpetual, and then for the last column, successful warm-up I think is going to be kind of the god roll, but if you kind of want to have a good time and have fun, trying to do some ad clearing, then I'm a huge fan of Chill Clip, where the top half of the magazine releases like a detonation of like ice and stasis, and it just feels so good to use. That is going to be the god rolls for Deliverance. We're moving on. Forbearance, it's a GL that I'm actually a big fan of. It's a wave frame GL, which means you shoot the ground and a little wave of energy moves forward, hurting your opponents or just clearing a lot of ads. It's like a little dead messenger. I love it a lot. So let's get into what I'd be looking for personally. As far as weapon masterwork, we'd be going reload speed. We're going to put that all the way up, obviously. For the mods, we're gonna go quick access sling because we want to be the biggest pieces of shit anyway. As far as the weapon perks, I have to go smart drift control just because of the stats, and it also helps improve the recoil direction. Not that it matters that much, to be completely honest. I'm not a fan of implosion rounds, so I'd probably go high velocity rounds. And for these last two, it's gonna be a little bit weird, guys, because this is a grenade launcher, and depending on how you use it is very, very important. So I mean, we have Genesis breaking combatant shield with this weapon fills its magazine from zero. So you break someone's overshield or whatever it is and immediately give you a bullet. So that in itself is really nice compared to everything else. But then again, guys, sleight of hand sounds pretty nuts, and steady hand for the last gun. Not sure how it plays out too well with a grenade launcher though. Golden tricorn is always a favorite. Final blows of the weapon grant bonus damage. That's always nice. Turnabout gives you an overshield when you break a combatant's shield or a guardian using their super, which is pretty nuts. So I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to go golden tricorn. You guys are in PvE. Chain reaction is always some of my favorite perks to use because a lot of ads are always in groups. So we're going to go with that roll right there. What else do we have? That looks like it's it. So this is going to be kind of the roll that we're going to rock with the Forbearance. This is what I'm personally going to be looking for. All right, moving on. All right, guys, up next is the Insidious pulse rifle. This thing is a two-tapping machine. I also love this gun. I'm going to be honest, guys. I like a lot of the raid weapons. I think Bungie did a really great job with these. So let's hop right in, guys. Of course, I'm a sucker for that range. We're going to go range masterwork all the way up to 10. We're going to rock that counterbalance because we're not going to be jumping around a lot with a pulse rifle. We're going to want that recoil direction to be perfect. As for barrels, guys, I like arrowhead break. It increases a little bit of recoil direction and handling. Accurized is always my favorite. As for the last two slots, guys, I was looking over this, and there are two kind of perks that I'd want to use and I'd be happy to see. One's going to be rapid hit. Rapid precision hits temporarily increase stability and reload speed, which is always great for a pulse rifle. But heating up's kind of a newer perk that I use in my 1,000 yard. When you get a first kill, right? When I hit that first sniper shot, the second shot seems to be easier. It seems to increase the hitbox of my opponent. So when you get a final blow, it increases the accuracy and stability. So when they say increases accuracy, guys, that basically just means it increases your opponent's hitbox. So I'm a fan of it myself, so I would be happy with rapid hit or heating up. For the last perk, this is going to kind of be personal preference. Now, if you're in PvE, Adaptive munitions, I've yet to see it. I think it's going to do great in Grandmasters. This weapon adapts its damage output and effectiveness against energy shields that don't match this weapon's archetype. So that sounds pretty insane to me. I know it's a newer perk, so I'm really excited to see how that plays out. But for PvP, honestly, I think it's going to be turnabout, where you get an overshield when you break someone's overshield. You gain an overshield when you break someone's overshield. Rampage is always good, and if you want to just be a little bastard and kill me out of my top tree dot from the back of the map, Forpole is fantastic as well. So up to you guys. Stay away from bait and switch. It's not really a good perk at all, so we're going to go with Rampage to kind of end that off. So this is the roles that I'm going to be looking for my personal Insidious pulse rifle sexiness. All right, guys, up next is Cataclysmic. Now, this was a heavy linear fusion rifle. When we did our video of it, it was a short video. I kind of went over very quickly that this isn't very much a PvP weapon, more as a PvE weapon. I know you guys can disagree. That's okay. Different opinions is all right, guys, but I'm going to talk a little bit about this as far as PvE mainly, and then we can kind of touch on PvP stuff. So, of course, we're going to want this charge time to be at its fullest. It is a linear fusion rifle. Now, for the weapon mods, I would like counterbalance, but if you are in a controller and you're using this in PvP, you're going to want targeting adjuster, but we're going to leave this on counterbalance. You can always actually, you know what, actually, I take that back completely. Backup mag. Because we're going to be using this in PvE. We're going to be wanting to get as much ammo as possible to get those deeps in. As for the barrel, we're going to go arrowhead break. And as for the coils, we're going to go accelerated coils because I want the fastest charge time as possible. I'm going to do this with every single fusion rifle ever, guys. I just like it. I don't like waiting for the shots. The last two rolls, guys, I'm really happy about this. They have some fantastic perks to choose from. Successful warm-up is amazing. Each final blow increases charge time and draw speed, so you're getting an even faster shot every time you get a final blow, which is awesome. Fourth time the charm, landing precision hits will return 2 rounds to the magazine. Take it or leave it depending on if your aim is absolute dog shit. I'm just kidding. So we're gonna go with successful warm-up on that one. And as for the last perk, guys, it's dealer's choice. Now, you can go high impact reserve. You can go turnabout if you're trying to get that overshield as often as possible. You can go adaptive munitions if you're trying to go into a GM and, you know, you're trying to balance it out with your teammates. It's kind of hard to do god rolls because each player has a different play style, and I want it to fit you perfectly. So honestly, adaptive munitions, turnabout, high impact is fantastic. And I'm not too worried about box breathing because we're not going to be too worried about, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it fits very well. I mean, it can be good if you're kind of holding the aim, so I guess it does work. As for box breathing, I mean, it could also be a choice, dealer's choice. So we have a lot of great picks. Honestly, just pick your top 4 here depending on your playstyle and what kind of activity you guys are going into. So this one's a little bit more broad. I'm gonna go high impact reserves, but that's gonna be kind of the role that I'm gonna be looking for this one. Now, second to last, this is a submachine gun that I like a lot. There's a lot of back and forth going on in the community, whether, hey, this sub is bad, hey, this sub is good. Listen, you guys be the judge. Personally, this is what I'd be stoked to see. I know a lot of people are gonna be commenting down below that they want something else. I want as much range as possible because, you know, I do that type of stuff. Now, you can, depending on how you play, if you guys like get like a body shot with a sniper and then you quick swap to whatever to get that final blow, you know, hit your freaking shots, kid, but you'd probably want to go quick access. Personally, I don't know why. I like to go hip fire grip or Icarus, depending if I'm jumping a lot. Most likely I'm going freehand grip. I'm sorry. As for the barrels, arrowhead break works out. We have a lot of other options here, but I tend to kind of go arrowhead most of the time. If I can get it, I'm pretty happy about it. Accurize is always amazing. Now, this is where things get a little funny. Now, this submachine gun can roll with overflow. Now, that's insane. You can have so many shots going out if you just slide over a little special brick or whatever it is. So overflow is going to be fantastic. Perpetual, I'm a huge fan of. Those are the two that I'm going to kind of recommend. So overflow or perpetual, depending on, you know, which one you favor. For the last one, if you're a Titan, I'd always go with swashbuckler because, you know, Titans are always punching shit and always T-Rex arming. Oh, no! My mic! My sweet mic! Well, if you're a Titan, you're gonna be punching stuff, and you know, obviously if you're a warlock with Ophidians, I like swashbuckler a lot myself. You get that ×5 right away. Killing wind's gonna be fantastic as well, so those are probably the two I'm gonna be looking for Frenzy's okay, but generally the last two are going to be Killing Wind or Swashbuckler, and that is going to be the role that I'm going to be looking for myself. Moving on to the last, but definitely not least. This thing. What do I even want for this? What the? All right. Well, I needed a second with this one. This is the glaive from the raid called Lubria's Ruin. I'm probably butchering that name. That's fine. And I had to take some time to look at some of the perks for this because I'm going to be honest, guys, this is going to be the one weapon that I'm just going to kind of guess. Now, I'm going to go over why I picked these perks, but these are the perks that I think are going to be great. Again, when we start seeing how this kind of plays out in PvP, these things might change, but these are the things that I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick range just because what the hell? You can also pick handling, of course, because, you know, it is a glaive. You know, we're going to go handling. I take it back. Next up, guys, we're going to be using quick access sling to kind of increase this weapon's ready and stow speed so that we can switch to it really fast. We're going to go with the low impedance. We're going to go with this one. Just because the range doesn't matter as much. I'm assuming that's going to be what it shoots out, because when you're using a glaive, you kind of want to be closer to your targets. We're going to go with swap mag, which increases this weapon's ready and stow speed already. So we're going to get double the quickness with the quick access sling. Hopefully it stacks. If it doesn't, well, I'm just going to go myself. For the third slot, we're going to be using tilting at windmills. Now, this is kind of a weird perk. I have no idea how this plays out, but from what it sounds like on paper, it sounds terrifying. So when you have your shield up and you're blocking incoming damage, apparently it increases your movement speed until you lower your shield. So imagine you're shooting at someone who's blocking with a glaive and then they're moving like a lot faster at you. That sounds horrifying. So that's what I'm gonna want. I need to ruin the morale of my enemy team and scare them. Moving on to the fourth column. Guys, this is a no-brainer. I don't care what you say. I am right. You're gonna want Swashbuckler. That's right. This has Swashbuckler and it's fucking disgusting. You get a melee kill with this and you get a ×5 in damage, and that's just disgustingly sick, and I want it, and I want it now. So there is the glaive that I'm gonna want from the raid. I don't know if you guys noticed it all, but I always clicked the adept versions of these weapons just to give you a look at how they're gonna look. They look amazing. They look sexy. I am so excited to get into the hard version of this raid. Guys, it's really cool. If you guys haven't hopped in, please do. It's an amazing raid. Everything looks great, and the mechanics are just nice. Well, guys, I hope that helped. I hope this gave you some insight on some of the new roles. If you guys want to check out this website for yourself, I'll put it down in the comments down below. And again, if this helps you out, please think about subscribing. I'd love you so much. I'd give you a little mwah, a little kiss right on the forehead. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.